Inter Milan 4, Barcelona 3. I just have one question, man. Are you not entertained? Because that was peak football. That was classic football. That was traditional football that Inter Milan facing Barcelona showed up, man. This tie, this semi-final tie, Barcelona against Inter Milan. The first leg and the second leg, it gave us a total of 13 goals. The first leg, 6 goals, it was 3-3. Then today at the San Siro, Inter Milan just manages to make it to the Champions League final for the second time in 3 years, man. This is a really huge achievement from Simone Inzaghi, man. He's one of the best coaches now in the world. I rank him, man. After I saw that Inter had 2 goals up, then at some point they managed to fumble the game, I said to myself, if in any way that Inter Milan goes on and lose this game, Simone Inzaghi is a fraud, but he showed the world, he showed those Inter Milan fans, he showed those Inter Milan bosses that is the man, he's the right guy for the job, and maybe this season he can win the Champions League. Because remember, any team that goes to the Champions League final, it has equal chances to win. Because I was viewing Inter Milan as the, let me say what, the underdogs in this semi-final tie, but wow, they've managed to go to the Champions League finals, and they'll be facing either PSG or Arsenal while playing later tonight. But my honest opinion, this is one of the best ties in modern football, man. One of the best semi-final ties I've ever seen, man. Constant attacking, pure football, no crazy tactics and all that. It was just guys, they are there to get their goals. They are there to score their goals and take their team to the final. It all started with a really good play from Inter Milan. Denzel Dumfries setting in Lautaro Martinez, who scored in an open night. Szczesny was trying to cover his post where Denzel Dumfries was. But then, boom, Denzel Dumfries makes a pass to Lautaro Martinez. Lautaro Martinez scored an open net, 1-0 to Inter Milan. And I'm thinking to myself, wow, this might be what happened last week. In Barcelona are having a really slow start of the game, because the way Barcelona started the game today, it was not very good, and it was not that classic Barcelona that we have witnessed the whole season. So after I saw the way Barcelona started the game, and that Inter Milan have already gotten their first goal in the game, I started doubting them. I started thinking to myself, wow, can Barcelona really pull this off? Can Barcelona really make a comeback? Then Inter Milan are through again for the second time. Pau Kubasi makes a really good tackle. At first I thought it was a really good tackle, but when the replays came on and the referee went to the VAR, that is when I saw that it was Lautaro Martinez who had a touch of the ball, but not Pau Kubasi. They are given a penalty. Hakan Çalhanoğlu, boom, 2-0, Barcelona 2-0 down, Inter Milan 2-0 up. And then I say no, Inter Milan at their home ground San Siro. Inter Milan is one of the best defending team, one of the teams which are really organized in terms of defending. There's no way Barcelona are coming back to this, man. There is no way Barcelona are coming back to this. Then all of a sudden, Barcelona are back in the game. They constant attacking. Then a really good ball inside the box from Gerard Martin. It found Eric Garcia open and very alone, not unmarked in the box, which was pretty surprising for me, because the way Inter Milan are very good at defending set pieces, the way Eric Garcia was alone in the box, I think Inter Milan, in terms of defending these first Barcelona goals, they would have done better. But boom, it is where it is. It has already happened. 2-1. 2 Inter Milan, Barcelona 1. And I'm thinking to myself, wow, Barcelona are actually pulling it again, man. Barcelona are actually making a remontada. And I think maybe they just deliberately let their opposition team score so that they can make a comeback to hurt their rivals Real Madrid, because Real Madrid is the team which has been talking about remontada in the Champions League. And maybe just it is a tactic from Hansi Flick and Barcelona to maybe pain Real Madrid, because it is the team talking about remontada and showing them we are the ones who can make a remontada. And it happens. Another cross from Gerard Martin inside the box. This time it is Dani Olmo, who before the goal was nowhere to be seen, man. I'll be real. Dani Olmo today was not the Dani Olmo that you all know, man. And we'll talk about that later. Then it is 2-2. And just like Barcelona always does, just like Barcelona's been doing this season, boom, they managed to pull a comeback in the 87th minute. A ball down to Raphinha. Raphinha makes a first shot. The ball comes back to him again. Boom. 3-2. Barcelona are on top. And we are thinking to ourselves, wow, Barcelona have done it. They've gone to the Champions League final through a comeback against Inter Milan, which is a very good team defensively. Mark that. Against Inter Milan, which are a very good team defensively. Everybody's thinking that in the stadium until in the 93rd minute. Dumfries does it again. This time has found Acerbi in the box, and wow, that was that moment alone, man. For the neutral fans like us who were watching, wow, that moment was one of the best. Well, I think it was one of the best feelings that I've ever had in football, man. Acerbi scoring that goal, seeing him running, taking off his first shirt, taking off his second shirt, then he's sliding. All those players come surrounding him, the likes of the players who are not even in the squad today, the likes of Benjamin Pavard, all those players around him. The game is 3-3. The fans do not believe. I even saw the Inter Milan bosses, they don't believe. Acerbi has done it. Acerbi has given Inter Milan the hopes of playing in Champions League final for the second time in 3 years. Then we go to extra time. And when the game was going to extra time, I was just thinking to myself that anything can happen. In this game, not in this moment of the game, anything can happen. Barcelona can win the game, and Inter Milan, they also have the capabilities of winning this game and going to the final, because they have proved that although they have fumbled a 2-goal advantage, they have also proved that they can score goals. Then a very good play for Marcus Thuram. He fixes like he's going inside the box. Then he fixes again. He makes the ball inside the box. It met my Mediterranean set Fratesi. Fratesi, who took all the time in the world that he has. Very cool. Very cool. Then he makes a very neat finish. The way he celebrated, go and check the goal. The way Fratesi celebrated after 2 minutes of this celebration, the medics had to come in and check on Fratesi because they thought maybe this guy has injured himself when he was celebrating. That is how the game was, man. That is just the highlight of the game. That was just brilliant. If you miss that game, man, and if there's somebody out here thinking that football is not the greatest sports ever, I don't know what you are thinking, man. I don't know what you are thinking, because football is the greatest sports ever. And if you don't believe that, take your time and watch the replay, 90 minutes of the Inter Milan against Barcelona game, and also go into the extra time, and you see the passion from the legs of Acerbi and Fratesi and even Raphinha when he thought he had scored that winning goal for Barcelona in the 87th minute. Now let me start with the coaches here. And let me talk about, should I start with the winner or the loser? Let me start with the loser, Hansi Flick. I think Hansi Flick today, what disadvantaged him? One, he lacked some of his key players, man. But let's be real, Jules Kounde is one of the best players in that Barcelona team. Even Lamine Yamal, when he's playing with Jules Kounde, he's just confidence, running in, outside, inside. Like he can run everywhere because he knows Jules Kounde got him covered. But he was playing with Ran Garcia, I think. And Ran Garcia is a good player, by the way. He's a very good player. You saw from his finish, he shows that he can be a very good player. But Kounde, the chemistry between Kounde and Lamine Yamal is very good. That is why Lamine Yamal in the first half, he was not playing as per the expectation of what we know Lamine Yamal, like the way he did last week in the first leg when he was playing with Jules Kounde. He played good in the second half. If you compare the performances of Lamine Yamal in the first half and the second half, of course the second half was really brilliant. But I think what costed Hansi Flick today, he lacks some of his key players. We have Jules Kounde, we have the likes of Robert Lewandowski, one of their top scorers this season. Lacking those players can cost you. And this Barcelona team, I don't know anything. I don't know how to put it, but today they like some of that hunger, that drive, like something like that. Let me say that the way they played in the first half, it was like a team that did want to go to the final. They want to go to the other side. Simone Inzaghi, the passion that only the coach has. Let out the players, only the coach has. It was a time that it started raining. It was raining, and Simone Inzaghi was just in the rain, shouting, sliding everywhere, like doing everything, drama, putting all the drama in that touchline to make sure that his players make it to the final. We saw in a moment that the fourth official there was telling Simone Inzaghi, go back to your box, you should stay calm, you should do anything, because there's a time I saw Simone Inzaghi was just walking, like following wherever the ball was going. He was almost at the corner flag. Then the fourth official tells him, man, go back to your line, go back to your box. That is where you're supposed to be. So I think today, the passion that Simone Inzaghi had, and what Hansi Flick has as a passion, the driving your players, the way Simone Inzaghi was driving his players, you have to make it to the final, and the way Hansi Flick was driving his players, I'm giving credit to Simone Inzaghi. He deserves to make it to the final. The way he was driving those players, telling them to play, do this, do this. He was even giving him the simple basic defensive instruction. I saw him at some point telling me, Marco, do this, this is Lamine Yamal. He was showing them like the directions, man. If you have to defend him, cover this guy, calling his players like in every 1 to 2 minutes and giving them instructions, in-game instruction. So Simone Inzaghi and Hansi Flick today, maybe that is where Hansi Flick failed today, per my observation. And for the players, let me start with these own players, Inter Milan players, and we'll start with the one who was man of the match, Yann Sommer. The fact that Inter Milan sold Andre Onana to us for over 50 million, and in that 50 million, they used only 6 million to get Yann Sommer from Bayern. That is actually criminal, man. Inter Milan, you have to be taken to the International Criminal Court, man, because that was robbery. You robbed us as Manchester United, man. Giving us Andre Onana for over 50 million, then going on and getting Yann Sommer for 6 million. That guy is brilliant. I cannot say any better than that. Yann Sommer is actually brilliant, man. Some of the saves he was making. There's a shot that Lamine Yamal made and I thought, oh my god, this is going in. Boom, Yann Sommer saves it. There's even a shot in the when it was 3-3 after Xabi had equalized. The game continued for around 3 minutes, and in those 3 minutes, Lamine Yamal got a chance and boom, Yann Sommer also saved that. So I'll never forgive Inter Milan, man. Giving us Andre Onana, then you go for Yann Sommer for 6 million after you've sold us Andre Onana for over 50 million. I'll never forgive you for that, man. Yann Sommer is a very brilliant goalkeeper, and I continue wondering why did this Manchester United goalkeepers go for Yann Sommer instead of Andre Onana. But that is it. Andre Onana is a goalkeeper, Yann Sommer is the Inter Milan goalkeeper, and wow, Yann Sommer is good, man. And even I know he's a Swiss keeper. If you've been watching maybe the Euros, the UEFA Nations League, we all knew that Yann Sommer was a brilliant goalkeeper, especially when he's a keeper for Switzerland. But this performance today against Barcelona, one of the best team in terms of attack in world football at the moment, it shows you that he's just cementing his legacy, going on as one of the best keepers in Europe at the moment. Then I go to the 3 center backs that Inter Milan used today. It was Jan Bishek, Acerbi, and Bastoni. These 3 did brilliant in terms of defending and all that, especially Sandro Bastoni, Bishek. They were really good and they really tried to control the game. Then there's this guy, Denzel Dumfries, man. We have talked about him for a week now after that performance in the first leg of the Champions League at Barcelona home ground, and we'll talk about him today, man. In these 2 legs of the Champions League, the first leg and the second leg of the Champions League, Inter Milan have actually scored 7 goals. 3 in the first leg, 4 in the second leg, and in those 7 goals, Denzel Dumfries has been involved in 5. So that might mean that Denzel Dumfries single-handedly carried Inter Milan to a Champions League final. That is what it means. If your team has scored 7 goals in the first leg and the second leg of the Champions League, and you have been involved in 5 goals, you have single-handedly carried your team to the Champions League final. And Denzel Dumfries, wow, those performances that we are putting for Inter Milan just shows that you are one of your best in that position, man. Another Inter Milan players, Hakan Çalhanoğlu, had a few chances missed. Then you have Nicolo Barella. I don't know what is wrong with Nicolo Barella, because in the first leg and the second leg, I've not seen that Nicolo Barella that we all know, that classic Nicolo Barella, that brilliant Nicolo Barella. I've not seen that because I know Nicolo Barella is one of the best players, man. He's even a good player, he's a brilliant player, man. But the way I've seen Nicolo Barella playing the first leg and the second leg, it just make question him, man. Because as Nicolo Barella, the way they shout out, although it is getting, I think all those hypes is getting online. Even a few weeks ago, I saw a post of Nicolo Barella being compared to Pedri. But I think Nicolo Barella has to do a lot more, man. Even in the Champions League final, if Nicolo Barella will play the way he's been playing in this league, I think will cost Inter Milan. So Nicolo Barella, I think he has to step up his game, man. He's a brilliant player. We all know Nicolo Barella is a brilliant player. But at some point, you'll have to step up your game, man. Henrik Mkhitaryan was very brilliant. Hakan Çalhanoğlu scored that penalty. Then we go to the attackers, Marcus Thuram and Lautaro Martinez. Marcus Thuram got an assist in extra time. Lautaro Martinez got a goal in normal time. Their first goal, actually. So that shows the two attackers in Inter Milan today. They did really good. Then going to Barcelona. Barcelona today, I don't know, Hansi Flick got it wrong. But some of the players that were playing for Barcelona today, they were not on top of their game. One, this guy has been getting Ballon d'Or shouts. Give him the Ballon d'Or, blah blah blah, all this and all that. But let's be real, man. Raphinha is just an output machine. I'll be real. Raphinha is an output machine. He can give you goals, he can give you assists, but he cannot make those decisions that they can change your game. Because tell me, where was Raphinha in the first half? Where was Raphinha in the first 30 minutes of the second half? He ghosted like 80% of the game. Then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, he scores a goal. I know that might be his role under Hansi Flick. You just have to score goals. You just have to score a goal. But let's be real, man. Raphinha has to do a lot better in terms of helping his team, in terms of decisions and all that, creating chances and all that. Not just goals and assists. Goals and assists are important, but at some point you have to show up for your team in some other occasion. The way Lamine Yamal showed up for his team today, the way Pedri shows up for his team today, those are the two Barcelona players that I can give credit. I know Gerard Martin was good in terms of attacking. He provided 2 assists, but when it came to defending, Gerard Martin had a lot of problems, especially when he was defending the Zelda Freeze. So some of the players in that Barcelona team, like Raphinha, you score goals, you provide assists and all that. You have equal Cristiano Ronaldo's record, but sometimes just even like nutmeg 2 players and create a chance for your team, man. Not just all the time goals and assists, goals and assists, goals and assists. Of course, they help Barcelona. They help Barcelona take the game to extra time. Oh, you thought you had scored the winner, but sometimes show up for your team in big occasions, man. Because there's no way you ghost the game for around 80 minutes. Then in the 87th minute, out of nowhere, you are given a pass and you score a goal, and you think that will make us forget whatever you are not doing in not the whole game. No, you have to show up for your team in big moments like this game today. Then Lamine Yamal, we praise him much week, much out, and today I will also praise him. Lamine Yamal had a brilliant game today. It was just a bad day in office for him. Some of the crosses he was making today, there was not that person who can connect it and score a goal. And we all know that it is because of Robert Lewandowski who was not in that game. Because if Robert Lewandowski was in that game, it could have ended otherwise, and Lamine Yamal could have at least gotten 2 or 3 assists. Then you have Dani Olmo also before the goal ghosted the game. That is why I think Hansi Flick saw that I have to bring in Fermin Lopez. And when Fermin Lopez came into the game, he actually had some good moments. He actually had some brilliant moments. And those moments could have actually given Barcelona the win, or they could have actually taken him to the final. But all in all, Inter Milan. Congratulations to making to the Champions League final in the 2024-2025 season. And later today we have Arsenal against PSG, or rather PSG against Arsenal, because PSG, which is the team in their home ground. In terms of prediction for this one, straight up, I'm very confident that PSG will actually manage to make it to the final, because the quality of players that Arsenal have and the quality of players that PSG have, PSG, almost the whole team is good, but if you come to Arsenal, you have they have only one defender that is brilliant, one midfielder, two midfielders are brilliant, and in the attack it is only Bukayo Saka. But if you comes to the likes to PSG, the likes of Kvaratskhelia, Doué, Bakola, Dembele, all these players are world class. At the midfield, they have João Neves, we have Vitinha, world class. We have Nuno Mendes, we have Achraf Hakimi. Then on the goalpost, we have Gianluigi Donnarumma. So straight up, PSG will go to the final today, and I think the 2024-2025 Champions League final, it will be Inter Milan against PSG. That is my bold prediction, and thanks for watching. Salute. Make sure you leave a subscription. See you in the next video reacting for the Arsenal against PSG game, their results, when the game will be played later today, 2200 East African times. Bye, I'm out.